Hi, I'm Joey Hollywood, and I am going to review the Alien series. Now, with the prequel on its way, I thought this would be an excellent time to voice my opinions. Alright, this is how I'm going to do this review. There are two versions of each movie, the theatrical version and the special edition. I'm going to say which one's better and review the movie as a whole. Let's start off with the original 1979 classic. Alien is one of those movies that are just like a phenomenon that just happens. There are many people that say, oh, this movie's boring and blah blah blah. I think it's because they come into the film thinking it's going to be like the second movie. It's going to be non-stop action. The first Alien is more comparable to 2001 Space Odyssey, a movie more about cinematography. And let me tell you what, the cinematography in the first Alien is incredible. I love the first Alien. You can really tell that Ridley Scott was somewhat inspired by directors like Stanley Kubrick. The cinematography in this movie is just spectacular. It really makes it worth watching. There are weak points in the movie because you gotta understand the movie was made in the late 70s. This film houses, in my opinion, the absolute worst jump cut in the world. There's a part where there's an android and they take his head off, and it's just the worst jump cut from a fake head to a real head. It's terrible. But the movie is strong enough that it can hold up even though there's just some like weird editing mistakes. Alien is a great movie. I recommend the crap out of it. And one thing that I particularly love about this movie is the fact that they use those old TV monitors and the buttons just stick out. It's not like, a clean slate and you press all the little magical buttons. No, these buttons are like analog. I love that in the movie, and I love that there's like old TV static on the computer screens. I love that. I don't know why. I always have. It's just like this combination of new and old that I love. Now let's talk about the special edition version. The special edition version there's not much to talk about. There's one scene in the whole movie that really sets it aside from the regular version. It's a scene where it shows that the aliens can reproduce without a queen. And that's one scene is what really makes the special edition a bit better. They're the same movie pretty much. There's not really that much of a difference. So I would say the special edition and the theatrical version, they're equal. To be honest, I would rather watch the director's cut just because it has that one scene. But from an entertainment perspective, it's the same movie. There's really no difference whatsoever. So, what do I say about the theatrical versus special edition? They're equal. I love the first movie and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's great. I love it. I highly recommend it. Alright, up next is Aliens, the 1986 sequel. Now, this movie was directed by James Cameron. I'm not the biggest James Cameron fan. I do think he had his high points. Let's just say I'm not his biggest fan. But this movie is one of his best. I love this movie. There's a thing that James Cameron does that always irritates me. He always goes back to his older movies and makes them 2 hours longer. And I can't stand it. Here I'm like, oh look, I just got the Terminator director's cut and it's 8 hours long, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did he make this movie so flippin' long? Well, this time he did a good job when he added footage. He added an hour to it, 45 minutes I think. The extra footage really makes the movie. I think this was the movie that was intended to be seen. I like the special edition more than I like the theatrical version, which is really bizarre because usually the first version I see is the one I like. I saw the theatrical version first, and I love the special edition. If you are going to watch Aliens, I highly recommend the special edition. It may be an hour longer, but it's more fun. James Cameron himself said that it's 45 more minutes of bad road, and it just makes a bit more of a thrill ride. The added scenes really make the movie for me, actually. The movie itself is just great on its own, no matter what version you watch. It has some iconic images like Sigourney Weaver battling the alien queen. Memorable scene. James Cameron later ripped it off in Avatar, but that's another story altogether. I love this movie. It is my personal favorite of the entire series. It may not have the cinematic quality as the first film. It's just awesome. It's a real thrill ride. It really balanced the horror and the action. It's a fun movie and I recommend it. I really like the special effects in it. Like, this was a time where special effects were not all CGI, and I don't have a real issue with CGI, I just don't like it when it's overused. And this is a movie that is an example of, if it were made today, CGI would have been overused. I truly love this movie. When it comes to the theatrical version versus the special edition wins. I give this film 5 stars. It is my favorite. You may disagree, but you know what? It's my review. Alright, up next is 1992's Alien³, or Alien3, depending on how you like to refer to it. I have mixed emotions about this movie. I like it. I wish it was the final film of the series. I thought that it would have been a good strong ending for the Sigourney Weaver character. I thought it was okay. I liked it. It wasn't terribly bad, but it wasn't really good all at the same time. It was kind of in the middle. To be honest, if I could watch it again, I wouldn't really mind. I mean, it's okay. It has things I like in it. It has some memorable scenes. It's not the best of the series, though. If I was trying to get someone hooked into the Alien series, I would not show them this movie. I'd show them the first or the second. This movie, this is a movie that was just kind of destroyed by editing. There was important scenes that were removed from the film that were very important. This is where the special edition comes in. The special edition allows you to see these scenes that were removed, and these scenes should not have been removed. These scenes were critical for the whole film, and they were removed. There's only one reason why I say the theatrical version is better. It's because the special edition was slapped together real crappily. It's horrible how they blended the scenes together. The one moment the picture will be all crisp and clear, and then all of a sudden it cuts to the added footage and it's all grainy and crappy, and the sound's all screwed up. The special edition is crap in comparison to the theatrical version. They did not clean it up. They didn't put any care into adding the scenes in. Unfortunately, the special edition is better in terms of story and stuff like that. And I really wish they would have cleaned it up and made it presentable. And that's really the reason why I say the theatrical version is better. If they cleaned it up, I would change it. I would just say, you know, watch the special edition. It's way better, but unfortunately, they just did a crappy job, and so theatrical version is better. I suggest giving them both a look, because when you watch the special edition, it makes the other version make more sense. It's not entertaining at all when in the middle of a scene, they'll just start sounding like this. I believe that the aliens are... It's terrible. If the special edition was the real version, I would have loved it, but it's not. I give this film 3 stars. Now, if the special edition was like polished and cleaned up, I would have given it 4 stars, but it's not. I give this film 3 stars. The theatrical version is better than the special edition, but that's just by default. Alright, let's talk about the 1997 crap fest known as Alien Resurrection. I hate this movie. It is one of the worst films I've ever seen. I can't even watch it to make fun of it. It's just that bad. The way the movie looks just contradicts the past films. The mere idea that they cloned Sigourney Weaver with an alien inside of her. How did they do that? The movie's just without logic, and they turned it into like a campy slasher film instead of the way they were. Because the Alien films were intelligent, they were action-packed, and they were a thrill ride. All Alien 4 is, to me, is the Jason movie. It's terrible. It was just a dumb slasher movie. There's campy jokes. Why are there campy jokes in an Alien movie? It's not, the Alien series is not that kind of series. And I've tried to look past this stuff. I just can't. It's that bad. I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, it's the last Alien movie. And I rented it, got on VHS, rented it, and I put it in. And I remember being really sick because I had the flu or something, and I watched it, and the movie actually made me feel sicker. There's a part where like an alien pops a hole in a guy's head, which they do in all the movies. But the guy looks and he goes, huh? Why are these dumb jokes in this movie? And it's so bad. Don't watch the 4th one. I understand that there's some people that like the 4th movie. I don't know, maybe they find it funny or something, and I can understand that, but I can't stand this movie. It's worse than awful. It's god-awful. Don't watch this movie. Unless you're a diehard Alien fan. I can understand that. I can understand owning it. I mean, I own it. And I do watch it on occasion just because I'm having an Alien marathon. And then I just be like, oh yeah, I just finished Alien 3. Now I gotta watch Alien 4. I would not recommend this movie. It's not just a bad Alien movie, it's a bad movie, period. I can't find anything I like about it. As I was watching it for the first time, I was thinking, this feels like a French foreign film. I don't know, it just had that vibe. I couldn't really explain it. It wasn't until years later I found out that it was directed by a Frenchman and most of the actors were French. I don't know how I predicted that. Let's talk about the special edition. The special edition has a different opening that's dumb as heck. It's just this guy picking his nose and he finds a bug and squishes it. It's terrible. Let's say the regular Alien Resurrection, let's say that's a piece of poop. Now, let's say the special edition is the same piece of poop, but polished a little bit. So it's a shiny piece of poop. It is crap. Don't watch it. I give this movie 0 stars. Both the theatrical and the special edition, they're both crap. I don't recommend any of them. Let's take a moment to talk about the new Alien prequel coming out. I'm so excited that Ridley Scott has come back to direct the Alien prequel, and it seems that there might not be any aliens in it, which will be an interesting twist. I'm optimistic for this film, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will review it eventually. When it comes out, I will do my first thoughts, and then I will do a full-on review later. And it looks very good. I mean, if you see the trailer for it, it looks really interesting. All right, that's all for today. Please rate, subscribe, comment. I'd love to know your opinions on my videos or the movies I'm reviewing. Like my FacialBook page, stalk me on Twitter, and I will see you soon. Here are the Bruce Campbell facts and quotes of the day.